Hi, I would like to share to you my dream about the beheading, and two of those dreams actually was on June of 2014, and one of the dream was this May of 2015. So the first dream was this: I saw myself and my family. We are all wearing white in in a room, and suddenly we know that something was going on. We hold hands together, and as we hold hands, we actually knelt down. We were on our knees. We prayed together as a family. Then all of a sudden, somebody came in and took my brother and bring my brother in, and I knew in my heart that he will be beheaded. So they took him away, and then another person came out, and I saw myself raising my hand, and they took me and bring me in, and I know I'm going to be beheaded. But I've never seen myself beheaded. I didn't see how they do it, but I know I will be beheaded inside. And then all I knew is I just saw myself like fly, lifted high. I zoom up high very fast in the sky, and then I saw Jesus. I reached to a place where I saw Jesus standing on the clouds. He was standing on the clouds with his hands widely open, and I knew deep in my heart he was so happy. He was in too much joy, and he hugged me. He hugged me, and but the thing that I noticed during that time is that his face is so bright like a sun. I can see his hair, I can see his white robe, but his face, when you see this part, it's really as bright as the sun. And I made a research about that, and I found out in Revelation 1 verse 16, it says, in his right hand he held 7 stars, and coming out of his mouth was a sharp double-edged sword. His face was like the sun, shining in all its brilliance. So the Lord is just confirming to me the truth of what I saw. So after he was hugging me, there's actually an elderly guy beside him, and the elderly guy tapped my shoulder, and he put a white dress on me, and he hugged me. So at first I was saying white dress. So and after that I made a research. I said, what's that white dress that he put on me? And I found it out that it was in Revelation 6 verse 11. Then each of them was given a white robe, and they were told to wait a little longer until the full number of their fellow servants, their brothers and sisters, were killed as they had been. So it's not a white dress, but a white robe. Then after that, I saw myself. I was returned to my family, and I saw, I saw them so excited with what had happened. And one of my family member touched my neck, and I was actually trying to tell her, no, don't touch my head because it's filled with blood. So she actually touched my neck, and I saw her hand filled with blood. But with my surprise, I was not actually hurt. It's not painful or anything. And that's how my dream ended. That's the first dream. In my second dream, I saw myself standing inside a room filled with women. They were like having casual conversations, and then I was just watching all of them. And then I turned around, and behind me was actually a door, and I peeped inside just to find out what's inside. But this room was very dark. It's really so dark, no light at all. So I went in a little bit and tried to see what's inside. And finally, at the very end of that room, there's 2 spotlights, focusing on one statue at the very at the very far end of that room. And that's the only light that's in there. So deep in my heart, I know that they want us to bow down on that statue, and I don't want to do that. So I said, I'm not going to bow down on that statue. So I went away. And as I went, as I walk away from that room, I saw a group of people coming in again from the main door of that, in that room where I am. I saw a group of ladies, and at the middle of that group, I saw my daughter coming in also. So I was so happy. I grabbed her hand, but we know that something's really strange going on. So we prayed together the Lord's Prayer. After we did the prayer, we saw this wall on our left side. We saw the wall moving upward, and it's opening. If you know how, I know the storage, unit. It's made of metal, and that's how it looks like. The metal wall is going up, and then what's this? You can see what's inside. And then I saw like 5 or 6 guillotine to cut heads, and one of them has a stain of blood on it, on the blade. So I know that it was used to kill somebody already. So we were lining up, and then a lady came out. She was holding a paper, and she's calling the name alphabetically to go in. So I knew that my family name is actually at the last part of the alphabet. So I know I will be called at the later part. I am not scared of dying, but the only thing is I started to shake and scared because of the waiting. That's the part that you really started, I really started to tremble. So I just realized when I was writing down a note about this, I remember, a Bible verse about the Lord. In Matthew 26, verse 37 to 38, it says, He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch of me. The Lord was actually sorrowful and troubled. And in my feeling, it seems like, I'm very sick I'm sick on my stomach. I feel like puking. I'm starting to tremble, and I was so scared after that. It's the waiting that really makes you so sick. So I woke up that morning that I'm really very sick. I'm really shaking, so nervous, and then I feel like, I'm really sick at my stomach. It seems like my guts going up. So as I opened my eyes, I heard the voice of the Lord. He said, Fear not, for I am with you. Fear not, for I am with you. He said that word continuously and simultaneously. So anyway, I just listened carefully, and then finally I decided to say the word. So I said, Fear not, for I am with you. When I said the word, all the fear, all the trembling, all the sick stomach that I have were gone. They disappeared very quick. They disappear and they just wash away. So when I woke up, I told the story to my family, and we researched. I find it out in Isaiah 41 verse 10. The Lord said, Fear not, for I am with you. Do not dismay, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And that's what he said. So it means he's confirming to me the words that he said when I woke up. And, I find it in the Bible, and that's his words. And you know what? Just to add with this, it's so funny because, not funny, but it's strange because I had this dream that I saw my daughter coming in, right? And when I was telling the story, she told me that her dream that same night, they were all taken. A lot of them were taken and brought into the room. And she said, I didn't see any one of you. So she said she sneaked out of that room and go to another room. And imagine that, she sneaked out, away from the room that she was taken. She get out and went to another room. And in my dream, there's a lot of people coming in, and I saw her coming in from the group. So it just coincide with my dream. We almost have the same dream. It's a connection. So the third dream is, I was trying to rush so I can finish the 15. I've been saving this and recording this several times. The third dream is, I was seated at the last row in a church facing the stage of the church. Then a man on a horse appeared from the brick wall. He was holding a very long sword, and he just appeared from the wall. He was holding a long sword, and he was riding in his horse, and suddenly just swing his sword and cut all the heads of all the people seated at the first row of the church. All I know, the lady beside me is a friend of mine. She was in shock, and you can see in her face the fear. She was like trembling. And I was telling her, I told you so. I was explaining to her like, I've been telling you several times, but you won't listen. And then I look at the stage. The guy on the horse stopped at the middle of the stage. He has at least two companies standing on the stage, and the company were telling us who are seated. He said, you have to convert. You have to convert, or else you will be killed. And I don't want to be converted. I actually moved, and the girl in front of me, beside me on my right, we moved one row forward. She was like in shock, and I was still looking at her. And then suddenly I turned around because I saw this lady on my left. She stood up, and then, I'm so sorry. And then she walked on the stage, and I know in my heart that she wants to be converted to save her life. And in that dream, she wants to be alive. So she went on the stage to be converted, but me and the girl and the others, we stayed seated. So I made a research about this, and then I found in Matthew 16 verse 25, it says, for whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it. Same with Luke 17 verse 33. It says, whoever tries to keep their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life will preserve it. And so, speaking about this horse, I find it in Revelation 6 verse 4. Then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth, so that people should slay one another, and he was given a great sword. In Revelation 6 verse 8, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and its rider name was Death, and Hades followed him. And they were given authority over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, and with famine, and with pestilence, and by wild beasts of the earth. So it's really going to happen. And I was just thinking about it, and I just get this to I was telling this story to my family and friends and my church people. But then I just realized, what? It's not just two confirmation that the Lord showed me, but it's already third. So, we don't know how are we going to die. We might die with the sword. We might die sleeping or in the car accident. But I guess the Lord's trying to show us right now that if in case, which is already happening here, and my husband told me before it's not going to happen in the U.S., and it's already happening. If in case it's going to happen, remember the word of God. Fear not, for I am with you. Do not dismay, for I am your God. So we have to strengthen ourselves and face that this is not ours. This is the battle also of the Lord. So be strong. God bless everyone. Pray constantly and read the Bible. And God bless us all. Thank you.